a couple confirmed tornadoes back in the month of May, but it's generally speaking fairly infrequent and rare that we have days that are possible to produce widespread severe weather or tornadoes. So we're just alerting you to one of those days. Tomorrow is one of those days. I just want you to have a plan. Just want you to be prepared. I'm going to be here to put you at ease. I don't want to alarm you. I don't want anyone to be scared about this. We're going to say there's a risk tomorrow after 6 o'clock. If you have a plan, if you're in your safe place, hunker down. You got WTOL 11 on tomorrow evening. You got our free WTOL 11 weather app. We're going to take you through these storms. We're going to make sure that we give you the best information so you can make those decisions to keep you safe. Also some flooding that will be a risk. I'll quickly recap. The storm system itself, the energy is now just beginning to materialize. It is that storm energy coming over the Rocky Mountains, and as it evolves out of the higher terrain, the high plains, we're seeing some of those storms just beginning to develop. And look into western Nebraska. Those are the developing storms that are actually going to make their way into our area tomorrow. Storm Prediction Center, we're highlighted at a slight risk, but please don't let that fool you. I fully expect that at some point, and if we're in close contact with our partners within the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center, they have said that in future updates, the risk will likely increase. We just need to determine where that higher threat will exist before we kind of put a broader area out. So we kind of want to isolate it. And a lot of things that we've seen have shown somewhere across the lower Great Lakes. So it's one of those questions more where these storms are going to develop and where they're going to go. So again, try much of the day tomorrow. Here's the clock, 5 p.m. Great opportunity. I'm going to keep you covered tonight on WTOL 11 at 11 p.m., but you also need to tune into meteorologist Ryan Weekman tomorrow morning. He'll have the latest data on this, and then I'll cover you again tomorrow evening starting at 5, 6, 7 o'clock when these storms are actually rolling into northwest Ohio and southern Michigan. Here's 5 p.m. Storms that really are showing the signs of what could be some significant wind damage right here along the leading edge. Do you see kind of that wavy structure and feature? Our models are highlighting and actually indicating the potential that this is a higher end wind damage event that could be unfolding as we go into Monday evening. That higher end wind damage may include winds that could exceed 70 miles per hour. And to answer the question, if we had multiple reports over a 3-hour period of winds in excess of 70 miles per hour across the path of this storm, it would be termed and coined a derecho. So that is just the definition of it. So if you get multiple reports of winds in excess of 70 miles per hour, even possibly 75, 80 miles per hour, not out of the question when we see a situation like this. If that occurs over a 3-hour period at multiple different locations, it would then be termed and coined a derecho. Last time we saw something similar to that was June 29th, 2012, about 10 years ago, and we are in climatologically one of the peaks of our derecho or storm season. So here's what you need to know about our alert day. I want you to be prepared for this one. Know that this storm risk is after 6 o'clock. The risk of winds that could exceed 70 miles per hour. There is a risk that some of these storms could have some rotation and a possible tornado. And there is the risk of power outages as these storms come through. Now, if the storm misses you, you don't lose power. The storm misses you. You go on with your day. We don't have to be grouchy about it. We get it. We don't wish for severe weather, but we're here to cover it when and if it does happen. Gusty winds, the risk of a couple rotating storms and some possible tornadoes, and the risk of power outages is what you need to know. One last look at this, and here it is. We're dry tomorrow morning. You're going to feel the warmer, more humid air build through the afternoon. I expect we're going to be into the mid-80s. We're dry through 4 o'clock. It will be after 6 p.m. There's the storms arriving. The severe risk will rapidly increase, and we will know hours in advance. Told you to tune into meteorologist Ryan Weekman tomorrow morning. He'll give you a clear update. We've got Diane Phillips and Matt Willoughby. They will be on at 9 a.m. and noon, and they'll be keeping an eye on things through midday, and then I'll be back in the evening. We'll have the full team around as well into the evening tomorrow. Matt Willoughby, Ryan Weekman, Diane Phillips. We've got John Birchfield as well. John, of course, great, valuable member of this team. He will be keeping an eye on things. as the storms unfold. So here's 7 o'clock. These storms, they could be nasty across the area. Gusty winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Potential we may get some rotation within some of these storms as we go into tomorrow evening. They're quick moving, but they are torrential downpours that will be moving through the area. Wrapping this up, I expect by midnight, so I'm going to say 6 p.m. to midnight is going to be our overall risk of these storms. So I do want you to stay safe. I do want you to stay alert as these storms potentially could be bringing some gusty winds. I know there's many questions here that have been kind of rolling in. I did my best to get to them as swiftly as possible because they were coming in fast and furious. Did you like this? Did you see a few things that maybe you don't normally see? I showed that one particular map, and I can run through that one more time because it was a cool one. It showed our storm energy. I call that, and meteorologists call this CAPE, or convectively available potential energy. It's just how much juice is available in the atmosphere to fuel storms, and that juice is going to be building through the day tomorrow. And notice as those storms dive into the Great Lakes, it kind of follows that greater storm energy or storm juice. And this line of storms, which we'll call it a large convective system, a bow echo, a squall line, possibly even exhibiting winds that could be in excess of 70 miles per hour. We just don't know exactly where the placement of this is. Is it a little more to the southwest? Is it a little more to the northeast? Is it delayed an hour or two? So this isn't spoken truth here. This is our best estimate on where and when the storms will be arriving and at what strength. And what we do see, it is concerning, at least with the amount of wind damage that these types of storms can produce. With widespread wind damage, a big possibility. That's why we've issued that alert day, and you're going to see that on WTOL 11 tonight. As we've done for years now, we've issued those alert days in advance of higher impact weather events, disruptive, dangerous weather, and here's what we've gone and done with that alert day. Said the winds could exceed 70 miles per hour, storms after 6 p.m., and there is the risk possibly of a few storms that may be rotating. I'll leave you now as you get back to the evening. We're just after 8:30. I've taken about a half hour of your time. And I'll look at what you need to know about our alert day. I'll try to chime in for some of the questions. I know I've got Ashley in here saying thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. I'm here for you, Ashley. We will be here Facebook Live, YouTube Live, streaming through our WTOL 11 weather app. And of course, I'll keep you up to date on air tonight. You don't want to miss it on WTOL 11 at 11 p.m. You'll catch Ryan Weekman tomorrow morning with the rest of the weather team keeping you covered through the course of the day as the storms approach. I want you to keep it tuned right here to WTOL 11 and that WTOL 11 weather app. Have a great and safe evening, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.